boggle your mind. But it was essentially just saying, hey, listen, I went and chased the shiny thing, and then once I got under the bonnet, I realised that there was, in the end, they were just saying, hey, look, we think this suburb here is a good one. Why don't you go on realestate.com and just check it out and let us know what you think? That's just throwing darts at a board, right?
Yeah.
And that was a buyer's agency service, Ben. You go and do the research and tell us what you think, and then we'll just execute the contract for you. We'll bill you for it.
Yeah.
So we started as trying to introduce that planning should be a part of the narrative, and we've successfully done that. And now people are doing it, but it's not binary. It's not are you getting a plan or are you not getting a plan? It's a continuum. It's like where on the continuum are you in terms of the advice that you're getting? So have a think about that, folks. But I think we've hopefully prosecuted a case, Ben. And again, people can judge us on what we've talked about too. We're putting ourselves out there. We've got buyers agents and we've got planning divisions. So you check us out on what we just said as well. See if we're delivering on what we talked about. But
I think that's a good point to finish on, Bryce, isn't it? In the sense that, okay, go and check out the shiny sexy. Ask them rigorous questions, like get your 20 or 30 questions that and see how they answer them, and see if they can show you the detail. Like, hence the scientific method is to put some rigor in terms of some of the questions around that, and then weigh up the value you think you're going to get. Like, how much effort are they putting into research? How much effort are they putting into my numbers? How much analysis are they doing? All of those, because that's what you're paying for. You're effectively buying their time and expertise. That's what you're doing. So I just think, it's easy to be seduced because it looks quick and easy, as per the quote earlier in the show, Bryce. It's a great quote in terms of, but sometimes boring, practical wins out over the decades. May not win out over the short term, as they said with Warren Buffett. He said, I understand that there will be times where boring and predictable will not be what everyone's looking for, but you just watch the compounding nature of what I do over the decades and you tell me whether that stacks up.
Yeah, well said. All right. Hopefully that helps, folks. If this has been beneficial, it'd be really great if you could screenshot it and send it to someone that could benefit from this, and maybe screenshot the last week's and this week's together, because they really do form a pairing that you can see on the you can see what that practically looks like when you are chasing some of those shiny objects. And hopefully we've achieved our mission here, Ben.
You've just got to understand those trade-offs.
Yes.
Like and you will hear about the successes. You won't hear about the failures on social media. No way known. Because the ones who have failed aren't going to obviously publicly humiliate themselves.
Yeah.
So all you're going to hear is, and you've used it before, Bryce, on social envy platforms, you see the best of me, my shop front, all the things that I'm doing great. You won't hear about the car wrecks that we get the booker appointment requests and people come in and we're fixing bad property advice.
Yeah.
You don't get.
We see what you're seeing is the highlights reel. What we get to see is behind the scenes, and it's remarkable how many people. And it's fair enough; it's human nature. But if they get it wrong, and people just go into shame territory and they don't want to talk about it, which is fine, right? I get it; it's a human emotion.
So one of your questions should be: what happens when it goes wrong?
Yeah.
What happens if this doesn't happen? What happens if this spike is artificial and there's no economic activity that's going to support those valuations for the next 5 to 10 years? It was fad buying, it was speculative, it was sentiment buying, it wasn't fundamental buying, it wasn't fundamental analysis. I'd be interested to see what happens after that. You're going to be a trader. That's what's going to happen. You're going to have, like all of those bad case studies, the Frankenstein, the HE, every one of them turns into having to trade their properties and restructure because they didn't build the house properly the first time, because they didn't have a plan that was, constructed correctly the first time.